Good morning, gladiators. Today is Monday, October 19th. I have placed a correction assignment if you did not do well on the VELT quiz we took last week. It is a slides presentation that you will have to answer and provide some definitions and explanations to your answer. Anyone who made a 69 or below can complete this assignment for the highest grade of 70. Please go to Schoology and open up the Review APES assignment. We are reviewing for a test grade activity that we'll be having tomorrow, where you will read a poem and then create an APES short answer response. After you're done with the slide presentation, then there will be an APES exit ticket where you'll have to identify the different portions of APES within a response. So go ahead and pause the video and open up the slides in Schoology. We'll be going over this lesson. So we will begin our first major grade of the 9 weeks. You will be expected to answer the question using the following structure. APES. A stands for answer. This is a fairly straightforward meaning. Just answer the question in a complete sentence. Take the prompt. You can rewrite it and then provide the answer. This must be done for you to get a passing grade. And then you can prove your answer by providing a direct quotation in quotation marks. You may cite a major plot point. You can use an outside resource to help support your answer. E stands for explain. So you can explain your answer and explain your proof. How does it support your answer? Draw from your own conclusions and opinions to support your answer, which answers the prompt, of course. And then S is a special closing statement. Wrap up your short answer with a statement. You can restate the answer or provide an opinion or message. So here are some transitional phrases to help you, especially when you are using text evidence. These middle stems here, for example, comma, open quotes, provide text evidence. To demonstrate, comma, to illustrate, according to the author, the text states. I have pieced together some really good sentences from your assignment, the fish cheeks short answer. We have highlighted the different parts of APES, and you can see how every portion, answer, text evidence, explain, and special closing sentence is addressed here. So this says, the narrator's point of view contrasts her younger self because she realizes that she was trying to hide her culture to impress a boy. So the prompt was, how does the narrator's point of view change from her younger self? In the story, it states, it wasn't until many years later, long after I had gotten over my crush on Robert, that I was able to fully appreciate her lesson and the true purpose behind our particular menu. While that is good text evidence, someone who has not read the story would not understand how it contrasts her younger self's point of view. And so therefore we will explain. It took time for the narrator to understand her mother's talk about how it was okay to want to be an American girl on the outside, but still be proud of her culture on the inside. It wasn't until she was older she realized that that she was trying to throw her culture away for a boy. Finally, she started to appreciate her mom and the particular menu. From her younger self to her older self, she definitely learned the important lesson to not change for other people and to embrace her culture. So this special closing statement just takes the prompt and rewrites it using different words. And so this is an excellent short answer response. So let's review what a theme is, because tomorrow's test you will be asked to identify the theme of a poem. So remember, a theme is a central idea. It is a message of the story. It states the stated themes are directly presented in a story. Implied themes are inferred, so they're not directly stated within the story. For instance, the theme of Cinderella is implied. The reader can infer the message that if you are in a bad situation, you should do the best you can. In the end, things will work out. So, using this prose poem, we are going to identify the theme of the poem. Okay, so we'll be doing this together as a class. It says, they are the only, so the title is Four Skinny Trees. They are the only ones who understand me. I am the only one who understands them. Four skinny trees with skinny necks and pointed elbows like mine. Four who do not belong here but are here. Four raggedy excuses planted by the city. From our room we can hear them, but Nenny just sleeps and doesn't appreciate these things. Their strength is their secret. They send ferocious roots beneath the ground. They grow up and they grow down and grab the earth between their hairy toes and bite the sky with violent teeth and never quit their anger. This is how they keep. Let one forget his reason for being, and they'll all droop like tulips in a glass, each with their arms around the other. Keep, keep, keep. Trees say when I sleep, they teach. When I am too sad and too skinny to keep keeping, when I am a tiny thing against so many bricks, then is I look at the tree. When there is nothing left to look at on this street, four who grew despite concrete, four who reach and do not forget to reach, four whose only reason is to be and be. So the whole poem, she is comparing herself to these four sad excuses for a tree that continued to grow through the concrete and sent their roots deep into the earth. And their secret, their strength is their secret. And when nobody else can appreciate these trees, just based on the way they look on the outside, with skinny necks and pointy elbows, she appreciates that no matter what, they continue to grow. And these trees teach her is to continue to be and be. So, what would be the theme of this poem? If we were to answer answer the prompt, we would provide the theme. Many people will get different themes from the poem, and that is completely fine. There is not going to be one right answer because everybody's perspective in life is different. So you would provide your theme based on what the message you received from this poem into your first sentence. In the story, let's see. So let's do this together as an example. Oh, I don't know if I can write that way. Well, there it is. Okay, so you would say in the poem, and we would put it in quotation marks. Four skinny trees or you could say the theme in the poem Four Skinny Trees is to never give up. Okay. And you can maybe even say, despite life's adversities or struggles. And then we would go and find some text evidence. And you would copy and paste straight from the poem. When I am too sad or too skinny to keep keeping, when I am a tiny thing against so many bricks than it is when I look at the trees. When there is nothing else to look at, for who grew despite concrete, for who reach and do not forget to reach, for whose only reason is to be and to be. Okay, so I would copy this text evidence, and you can use the 3 dots, the ellipses, to take out any sentences that you may feel that are not important to answering the prompt. So I'm going to paste these. So it would say the speaker of the poem states, and then in quotation marks, when I am too sad and too skinny to keep keeping, when I am tiny against so many bricks, this is when I look at the trees. Okay, so maybe I don't want that sentence. And so I'd use my 3 dots. For whose reach and for who grew despite the concrete, for who reach and do not forget to keep reaching, for whose only reason is to be and to be. And then I would end my quotation. Okay, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so then now I'm going to explain my text evidence and my answer. In the poem, the speaker sees the trees as a model, or you could say as inspiration to continue and never give up. When she is down or feeling defeated, she looks at the trees. So in the poem, sorry, I don't know why it's lagging so much. In the poem, the speaker sees the trees as inspiration to continue and never give up. When she is down or feeling defeated, she looks at the trees and and remembers to and is reminded to keep being herself. Okay, something along those lines. And then my last closing sentence would be, so you can use your theme, never give up. You could say, this poem gave me, this poem helped me to remember this poem helped, you could say, this poem helped give me, or you could say, hold on, I'll take it back. Nature is a good example to find inspiration or strength in life. Okay, so I just kind of reiterated that the trees in the poem inspired her to never give up. So we have our brainstorming, pre-writing, planning stage done. And we would take all of these things and put them in a paragraph. The theme in the poem, The Four Skinny Trees, is to never give up despite life's adversities. Or struggles is the same word for struggles. The speaker of the poem states, when I am too sad and too skinny to keep keeping, when I am a tiny thing against so many bricks, then it is I look at trees. Four who grew despite concrete, four who reach and do not forget to reach, four whose only reason is to be and to be. In the poem, the speaker sees the trees as inspiration to continue and never give up. When she is down or feeling defeated, she looks at the trees and is reminded to keep being herself. Nature is a good example to find inspiration or strength in life. And then if you want to just reiterate that nature teaches us many life lessons. Okay, which is another word for theme. So we're going to practice, make sure you know how to identify A, P, E, and S. I would like for you to read this poem. It's actually a song, so the lyrics, One Day Too Late, and then I have an example of this a version of the song here. And I want you to think about what is the theme of this poem, and it's pretty apparent. So I'd like for you to brainstorm the possible themes of this poem. And then here is an example of an APES short answer response answering that prompt. So go to Schoology and open up the APES exit ticket. There will be 4 questions asking you to identify the A, the P, the E, and the S of this short answer. So there are 4 sentences, so it should be fairly easy so that you can be prepared for tomorrow's test when you will write your own short answer response identifying a theme of a poem. And that's all we have for today. Gladiators, have a wonderful day.